Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for April 13th, 2019. Today we're talking slight updates on that large college fraud case in the States, a bunch of news about Disney, Star Wars news, which is really just Disney news, and some Nintendo VR updates. All that and more on the Newscast. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good job. Hey, you nailed it this time.
I waited.
I know. Oh, look, puppy. You can have puppy.
Oh, you're taking the puppy away.
All right, welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast. What a way to start. My dog's toy. Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast. We talk about news and stuff that's happened for the last week or so in movies and games. We were off last week for an important thing that we were all involved in. So,
Yes.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And the other people are missing.
Well, we know where they are. They're missing.
If you see them, please tweet us at barrelrollnews.com. Either way, let's get into the news. Disney's got some big news coming out this week.
Yes.
A lot of news.
Lots of news.
Lots of news. So, first up, this one's a quick little shot. Bob Iger, the guy who's been CEO of Disney for the last long time now. Last long time. He has pretty much, he's been part of the Fox merger. He's the one who bought Pixar. He's the one who bought Marvel. He's the one who's put all this money into the parks to get them all like refurbished and refreshed and get people back into them.
Yes, that guy.
Him, the one who's responsible for me going to Disneyland and it being busy. Than it normally is. Some people like him. Some people don't. One of the reasons not to like him is Disneyland, for instance, like the people who live at the parks.
Yeah.
He's trying to, like, Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. That's his piece. And they're like, why do we need Star Wars Land? Why do all the lands have to be themed around, properties, essentially?
Because it makes the most money.
And that's the piece, is he sits there going, because it makes money.
Yeah.
Duh. But people are like, but Disney's like Fantasyland and Adventureland and space, like, it's punched out that way. And I'm like, and that works sometimes, but really what helps is putting money into the park. It doesn't matter if it's themed lands or if it's like property lands or any of that kind of stuff. As long as money's being invested, that's the big piece. And money's being invested everywhere. He put $71 million to buy Fox. He spent Lord knows how much money again to buy Marvel and to buy Pixar, and he's building a company.
He's done his job.
Yeah, he has done his job. He's done his job well, and he's done it without all of these, allegation type things. Like he's had a pretty clean slate when it comes to everything. For now, as he's retiring, it's like and dirt.
Yep.
So there's a succession plan in place going forward now for the next few years to make sure the next person who comes in doesn't do what the last CEO did.
Yeah, along the same lines of what Nintendo did.
And that's essentially everybody's comparing it to Nintendo, going like, oh, Reggie's retiring. Clearly they've been grooming this guy to take over. That's what Disney's going to do. So the last CEO before Bob Iger didn't spend money. He was very conservative when it came to all of his money and things and properties and that. And we'll just hang tight and live off, residual money from DVDs and VHSs and all of that stuff. And again, Bob Iger, we have had Disney original movies, but to make money to make those movies, we've gotten the sequels and we've gotten he's pumped out so much stuff where people are just like, why do we need Frozen 2? And it's like, why not?
Because it made lots of money.
And again, I'd rather have a Frozen 2 that hits theaters than the Jungle Book 2 from the last CEO that was direct to home video.
Yeah. No.
Those were junk.
Terrible.
At least
Most of them were.
Oh, I know. At least all the sequels we get now are well thought out and executed and for the most part. Like Wreck-It Ralph, I enjoyed. Was it the best ever? No. Was it fun? Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So he's earned his retirement.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna retire with billions of dollars in Disney stock.
Yeah, probably.
So either way, he'll have a comfortable retirement.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. So either way, I'm excited to see what comes next because new CEOs always bring new ideas, as long as these new ideas aren't like major big.
I don't know if they really need any new ideas. Just stick with what you.
Right now, that might be the best course. Is just stay the course.
You just bought up Fox.
Yeah.
You don't.
Time to take a break. Time to take a breather.
Do you want your other properties back?
Well, for Marvel, and I mean, you can only buy so many more movie studios before you're stepping on that whole monopoly thing.
Yeah.
The people on the internet, again, are already pissed about that piece when the Fox deal went through. It's like, well, they have a monopoly now. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what a monopoly means. It means they control everything.
Based off our news today...
They control a lot.
They control a lot of what we talk about.
They do. They control a lot. But they still...
Sponsored by Disney.
My house already is.
We talk about it a lot.
My house already is. A walking Disney ad. Either way, the big news this week was Disney Plus getting a bigger announcement as to more details and that kind of stuff. So a November release.
November 19th, I believe.
Look at you go with actual numbers.
Just because I saw it on the way here.
Good work. Yeah. And priced at what, $6.99 US?
Per month.
Per month.
Or you can pay for the year for, I think, about 70 or 80.
Yeah, it comes to like $5 a month if you pay annually. Canada, we're still waiting on exactly prices. We're waiting to see if that US release also means Canadian release.
I hope so.
From what I've read, November is the North American release.
Yeah.
Like in news press things, it's the North American release. They just say US because it's easier.
Yeah.
And then later on in 2020, they'll be stretching into the UK, Europe, and Asia.
Even that, lots of stuff.
Oh,
all their shows.
So
all the Marvel shows that came
we now
have
we have confirmed Marvel shows. WandaVision.
Yay.
I feel like it's Wanda/Vision.
Probably.
And they but WandaVision.
Vision comes back.
Or it's a prequel.
Wanda. Or how we get rid of her accent.
Yeah. Okay. It's the prequel. It's just it's like a romance story.
Oh, good.
There's no action.
That's what I want.
It's for like my wife. She can watch that and be like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and I'll be like, "Would you like to see them in other things?"
Yeah, you could try.
Well, my wife, she's watched all of them. She has Captain Marvel left to see, and of course, Endgame coming up. But
yes.
She's caught up. She has seen all of them.
Yeah.
Her least favorite was the one that I actually tried selling her on that I almost had the one time because I'm like, oh, we should watch this. She's like, we should watch them tonight. I'm like, I got this great movie. I'm like, Chris Pratt's in it, and Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper, and Zoe Saldana. And she's like, well, that's a pretty good cast. And I'm like, that is a good cast, isn't it?
Should watch it.
And then she found out it was Guardians of the Galaxy, and she said no. And then we started watching all of the movies in order, and those were her least favorite just because of all the aliens and that kind of, like, she wasn't a big fan. So it's just like, oh, the one I tried selling you on was the one I should not have tried to sell you on. Yeah. Good work, Nick.
Yeah. And a Hawkeye TV
and a
show.
Hawkeye show, and
he's going to trade Kate Bishop.
Yes.
Which
and
Falcon
and Winter Soldier
Buddy
Cop show.
Yeah.
So essentially, that is the big piece to all this. Is we're getting a bunch of shows out of Marvel. We're getting The Mandalorian.
Yep. It's not even including the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. We're getting things.
But there's more Star Wars.
No, I think there was going to be, and then after Solo, there was a lot of restructuring, but The Mandalorian was already like...
And there's talks that they want to slow down and everything, so... Sure.
Yeah.
And the one I kind of got excited about was all 30 seasons of Simpsons.
The internet is going crazy over that. That was the best announcement they could have possibly made was The Simpsons.
All 30 seasons.
Yeah.
13, I think, what was it? I said last night, 13 days.
Yeah, you were saying that.
22 hours.
Of pure binging.
Nonstop.
Yeah. To watch The Simpsons.
Which is...
But like I said to you, and people online are already planning, they're like, my Sunday night is going to be Simpsons night again. Like, I can just...
It could, yeah. After Game of Thrones is done.
Well, but they're like, I can
Gotta
just go
wait.
back to watching it at like 6:30. I'll turn on The Simpsons and just it'll be like the old days
Yeah.
where I liked watching The Simpsons.
Where you have those in order I don't think Family Guy's coming over, but
I don't know. They haven't
could-
said they haven't talked about that one
Simpsons, Family Guy,
yet. Yeah.
Futurama,
Yep.
whatever else Fox has. American Dad.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like but The Simpsons used to be like that staple before any of those other shows were on.
Yeah.
Was The Simpsons, and you could watch it every Sunday night, and that's what people are excited for again. And the bonus part is you can skip those episodes where you're like, oh, this one.
Oh no, I plan on going through all of them again.
So do I. Legitimately want to watch all of them. Like that's one of those things. I do want to watch them all.
Yeah.
Because that's not something I've ever done. I was never a Simpsons person growing up. I kind of got into it more later on. But so that's kind of fun for me. There's all these episodes. I know all the Treehouse of Horrors. I've seen all of those.
Oh, that's best.
But again, Halloween,
We
you
can
can
find out who
legitimately
Find out who shot Mr. Burns.
I know that one. I've seen that episode. But you can now parse that episode nonstop for, again, unless you've already owned the DVDs and all of that stuff. But you can now parse all those
Don't need
episodes
to.
for all the fun things. You don't need to switch DVDs.
Yeah. I mean, the Simpsons stuff has been tempted to buy.
Yeah, but there's
'cause-
30 seasons.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cash.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I could stream it for
Oh my God.
$70 a year,
A year?
absolutely.
Yep.
I'm sold on this on Disney Plus already.
Well, and again, my wife and I were already sold. If you have never watched this show, we are large Disney people in my household. So already it was like, oh, Disney's making a streaming service where we can just watch all of their stuff. Cool.
Not so much for their movies though, because the movies I'm fine with owning physical copies, but it's more the
Yep.
TV shows.
And that's the big piece.
Everything. I think it's
DuckTales.
yeah. You can add those. I don't know if you could, or they're going to. They can add those old Star Wars cartoons.
Sure.
Clone Wars,
Oh yeah.
Rebels.
Yeah.
Just all of them.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm stoked for
I
the
would
TV
not
side
be
of
getting
things.
up from the couch.
My movie selection, like we already have everything. And
Yeah,
digital
yeah,
copies of
exactly.
it. The one movie I want that's not going to be on there, Song of the South.
Yeah.
Only
Obvious
because
reasons.
I want to see it so badly, just to see how bad it actually is.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get a chance. To
I'm
see
not.
it.
That's one of those movies they should honestly remake.
No.
But obviously by changing
A
things.
little bit, yeah.
Legitimately, because they have this entire ride at Disney. Like all the parks pretty much have Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, these characters are cute and they're fun and they're singing this song and I love it. But unless you look into it, you have no idea where Brer Rabbit and Fox, like Brer Bear, Brer Fox, Brer Rabbit, Brer everybody.
Yeah.
You don't know where they're from, and it's like, and then you look into it and it's like, ooh, that's not good. So they should really make a movie with those characters just to like,
Redo it.
just to squash down the old show. So when people look it up, they're not finding
Well,
like,
people- I
find
think-
Disney's most racist film ever.
I think you'd probably find that people would probably want to get the old one
They might.
just because.
I don't know. I do. You should put it on your streaming service, Disney.
Oh, don't do that.
But yeah, 30 seasons of The Simpsons hitting on Disney Plus, which I was actually pretty surprised about, mostly because Hulu was kind of supposed to be that area for that. So The Simpsons being on there kind of gives us a rough telling of like rating systems for Disney Plus.
Yep.
Because The Simpsons isn't the greatest show for kids. It's not the worst show for kids.
No.
But it's in that nice kind of medium area. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, if this is where the shows at Disney Plus are hitting, I'm cool.
Yeah.
If the Marvel shows are getting on there, that's telling us another thing.
That's why I questioned Family Guy.
Right, Family Guy is probably going to be that
Especially the
Hulu
early
show.
stuff is very
Yeah.
very-
Yeah. Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Funny.
Funny, but
Yeah.
bad.
Grain of salt funny. That's how I look at
Well,
that
it's
kind of
even
stuff.
like with them. They said they're getting away from because it always implied that Stewie's gay.
Yeah.
They're getting away from making those jokes anymore.
Sure.
They're going to
Times change.
They're going to stop doing that.
Yeah, times change. But
So we'll have later seasons of Family Guy on there.
maybe. That'll be the... When they started doing the digital animation as opposed to the hand-drawn stuff.
Yep.
Yep. Is that what we used to look like? I still loved that episode where they went back and it's like, is that what we used to look like? Oh my god. Why is everybody just standing around? But yeah, an annual plan for one thing. Disney's undercutting Netflix huge. Because their biggest competitor at this point is Netflix.
Yep. Well, it doesn't matter about Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu's not a competitor. They own it.
Yep.
Well,
2/3.
66%. 66.6666% of it. And with this announcement, Disney stock shot up over the week, and Netflix stock dropped.
They got to find some way to come back.
They do. Like, they're dropping so much stuff. Netflix is dropping so many things. One, because Disney owns a bunch of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, nopes.
Oops.
And two, their Netflix original stuff, it used to be pretty much like if you knew it was coming out of Netflix, you were getting good quality stuff.
Yeah.
They're into that zone where they're like, we will give you money, make a show. And you got a 50-50 shot now of it being decent or it being bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they're still doing quality stuff.
They are. Like Sabrina, new episodes came out. Totally excited to watch new Sabrina episodes.
Is it out already?
Yeah, I just saw it on the Netflix thing. Because I was going through, like, what did I do
last
week?
I still haven't watched the first season.
Their comedy stuff is still, like, their comedy shows, their stand-up stuff is pretty decent. And again, that's just a matter of taste.
They have Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is still a good show. Like, they do have good shows, but then all of a sudden it's like a string of stuff where you're just like, oh, Netflix made this? That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate events.
Huh? Yeah. Good show. Yeah. Well done show. Either way, Disney Plus coming to U.S. Hopefully that's a North American kind of shtick again.
Yes.
And again, our price in Canada is going to be a little higher than that, but that's one of those things where
fine.
Even if it's $10 a month here, and again with a yearly plan.
Yeah. Exactly.
Comes down to $7 a month here with a yearly plan. Done. We're getting it anyways, Disney. You could charge $20 in my household. Would be like, yeah, it sounds like a fairly good deal. $100 a month, fine. Even my wife is complaining. She's like, "There's nothing on Netflix for me to watch right now." She's been PVRing. Like we've been using our cable more than our Netflix.
So look at you go.
That's That's not a good thing for Netflix. So yeah, moving on.
Yes.
Star Wars. There's a Star Wars game coming out.
There is.
What I forgot.
Eventually, Fallen Order.
Something.
Fallen
yes.
Order.
Yeah. Jedi Fallen. Yeah. Star Wars Jedi Fallen.
Yeah.
It's a Jedi game.
Yes.
It's a survivor of Order 66.
Yep.
It is a single-player game. There is no multiplayer, no microtransactions.
I love that they had to throw the no microtransactions.
Well, because it's still out of EA.
I love that they had to throw that in there.
You do at this point. Because every game has them, and it's getting to the point where... Like, I love it when I play games without them.
Yeah.
Or, like, and again, we'll get into it in the post-credit show, but we've been playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare Remastered. And there's microtransactions, but it's
Those are kind
negligible.
Of
like
I want those.
You want the stuff, but at the same point, you don't.
I look at the price on them. I accidentally pressed it yesterday.
Yeah.
I looked at the price. I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even looking at this.
No.
It's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with like Assassin's Creed Origin.
Yeah.
There's a store in there, and you can spend real money, and it's like you can boost up your level and your attack, and this, and then I'm like, why?
No.
Why are you even? No, this is dumb.
Try to get through the game faster. Speed run.
Yeah, but then it's not speed. You're cheating.
Not really. You're paying for it.
It's cheating. Cheating. Back in my day, Super Mario 3 speedruns, you had to get the warp pipes.
Yep.
You didn't pay for them. You had to find them and use them in the correct. You pay for a warp pipe.
$10. What?
Bad. Either way, new Star Wars game coming. Single player content.
That's all we really know about it. There's not much.
No, because this was the big Star Wars kind of reveal thing. So we got the Mandalorian. We got the thing we're talking about closer to the end of the show, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like there was a bit of a Star Wars reveal of stuff, and this was part of it.
Yeah, which, sure.
And this is the piece.
Give me another single player game. That's fine.
Well, this is the exactly.
I'm good with it.
Another one that I can wait a year to play because I have all these other single player games lined up that I gotta play. The nice part about this for me is Jedi games usually do better as single player games, just because of the lightsaber stuff.
You feel like you're unique.
Yeah, and when you're online with lightsabers, like even playing Battlefront 2,
Yeah.
You're swinging at each other and you look like idiots. Like you look like kids playing with foam bats.
Well,
Going,
it's
ah, ha!
like the soldiers.
Yeah. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Yeah. Because you're swinging and it's not like there's masterful blocking and that kind of it's two idiots swinging lightsabers at each other. This will be nice because they can program it to do different things.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
different. I like the different. Oh, if they offer different styles.
Yep.
For lightsabers.
And usually the Jedi games have, like if you go to the older Jedi games, you used to have different stances and different this,
like
and
a samurai stance or a.
Yep.
A knight stance.
Well, and they all have their different. If you go through the lore and read the books and all of that stuff, or go deeper into it, like Mace Windu was the master of his own, like form of lightsaber fighting, which is why he had the purple lightsaber.
Because he could do whatever he wants.
Not just because Samuel Jackson asked for the purple lightsaber, so he could find himself on screen. That's the legit story to that one.
He could find himself.
Well, in the second one, when they had the big fights, he's like, well, how am I going to know where I am in this giant CGI fight scene? So he's like, can my lightsaber be a different color? And George Lucas is like, well, they're red, blue, and green, and you can't have red, so, like, blue or green. And he's like, purple? And he's like, I just thought I'd throw it out there. And then I guess the next day they showed up with the purple lightsaber that says BMF on it, on his hilt. So it's just like,
Yeah.
And he takes it to sets. Brie Larson
yeah.
got to play with it because he took it to the Captain Marvel set one day, and it's like, that's so cool.
Damn Samuel Jackson.
He's so much. I think he's a fun guy.
Well, probably.
Yeah. Even I was watching him on the Graham Norton show, and what was it? He had a lightsaber. Graham Norton gave him a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And it's like it turns on. And I forgot who was sitting next to him. But it was, again, another famous person, because that's how Graham Norton interviews people. All of the celebrities come out at once. Yeah. And the person's like, oh, that's so cool. And he's like, yeah, these were fun to play with. And he was explaining his lightsaber. And it's like, oh, my kid would love that. And he's like, well, here you go. And he's like, it's worth a lot now, too, touched by a real Jedi. Like,
Yeah.
I think Samuel Jackson, he does. He just has fun. We're getting another Hitman Bodyguard movie.
What was it?
I forgot what they're titling it, but it's more the Hitman's wife's bodyguard or something like that. Yeah, because it's Selma Hayek that needs the bodyguard this time. So, but again, he just has fun with these movies, and you can see it in Captain Marvel. He was legitimately having fun
because he got to be a happy, cheery guy.
Happy, cheery Nick Fury.
Not depressed.
Yeah, I've seen some shit kind of guy. Yeah. But yeah, like Sam Jackson, I think would be a fun guy to like. Most of the Avengers, as these pictures are coming out and the press tours are going around.
Oh, yeah. You said yesterday
the game
Chris Evans playing
Tetris.
Classic Game Boy.
I know that was the best part, like link cable and all. Yep. And it's just like, wow, that's cute.
Yeah.
Well, and again, you'd have to be pretty close to all those people at this point, just because
you would hope
you're stuck with them for a large period of time.
Yeah, there was where they did that big whole interview at the 10-year thing where they were talking. Yeah, we get pretty much, or it was Robert Downey saying that. We all pretty much get along, except for this Evans guy.
Well, I was going to talk about that in the post-credit show too, but the Avengers press stuff's going on right now. Yeah. So Don Cheadle was on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mark Ruffalo pulled up the one time in, like, because they all have to wear mocap suits, because Jimmy Kimmel's like, do you actually wear, like, that giant war machine thing? And Don Cheadle's like, no. He's like, there's some of us that are in these skin-tight motion capture suits with the little dots on them and all that stuff. And he's like, that's how my thing goes, is they CGI the costume on top of me after.
Yeah.
And he's like, Mark Ruffalo has one. And Mark Ruffalo walked in the one day, and he's got this little, like, skirt. Because he's like, it leaves nothing to the imagination. Like, this suit is just,
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mark, what's that? And he goes, it's my modesty cloth. And he's like, you should really get one. So Jimmy Kimmel's like, well, did you get one? He's like, yeah, mine's a little longer than Mark's. Yeah. And it's like, well, who else is in these, like, suits? And he's like, oh, Spider-Man, like Tom Holland is. And will just Tom Holland wear a modesty cloth? He doesn't have to. But yeah, like they seem to be having fun with the press tours, even though they can't say anything.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty much.
But yeah, we're getting a new Jedi game.
Yeah.
Last one I played was Force Unleashed, and Force Unleashed 2.
Yes.
Those are fun. Good. I had fun with those.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, I
wish it was kind of tied into the movies, but.
Yeah, it was supposed to be that like side story that you don't really see though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still tied in somehow.
I know. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
It was fun. I had fun.
Yeah.
With The Mandalorian coming again, kind of hopping back, I guess. Star Wars. Solo not getting another movie sort of thing, or possibly not getting another movie sort of thing. It might. If it doesn't, though, we do have Disney Plus now. If The Mandalorian does well enough, where we can continue some of those stories of the mob bosses and that kind of stuff that we kind of got introduced to at the end of Solo more than anything. There was that big reveal, and then what happens next? Oh, we'll probably not know. Not anymore, because no one went to see that film.
Well,
I know we did. And again, it's one of my coworkers watching it last night, and she goes, "I'm watching Solo," and she couldn't spell Solo. I forgot how she kept spelling it. But her phone kept auto-correcting, or she kept hitting the wrong button.
Okay.
So it took her about 12 tries, and she's like, Solo! And I'm like, oh, that's a decent flick. Like, it was good. She's like, I love it. And I'm like, again, I grew up with... Harrison Ford's always my Solo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it was a decent movie. Yeah. And I'm like, I left there going like, that was good.
Yeah.
But again, not enough people went to see it and whatnot, but that would be a good way of continuing some of those storylines on, is to do it with Disney Plus.
Yeah, Boba Fett, all them.
You can do Boba Fett, you can do Jabba, you can do, guy with the legs, you can do...
Bosk?
Yeah, do a Bosk show, man.
Or just tie Bosk into...
Tie Bosk into one of the other shows. But what's her name from Game of Thrones who was in Solo?
Yes.
It's not like she'd be adverse to doing a TV show.
You never know.
She's
a big star now.
Sure. Yeah. But
star.
Again, it's, if they can get all of the Marvel people to do the TV stuff, and by TV, I'm saying TV. I'm counting these as really high quality miniseries type shows.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going to ABC to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is going to be...
You never know with that either.
I can't see Kevin Feige, because he is in charge of these Marvel shows.
Yeah.
Dropping that low to that kind of thing. If he's doing this and paying those people to do this, they're gonna do it.
Yeah. But we'll see.
So we'll see what happens. Either way, moving on. Nintendo VR and some new announcements, because the VR kit's coming out this month.
Yes.
So there's the VR kit for Labo that already has the 5 games or whatever it is. So weird attachments, you can take pictures of stuff and shoot stuff and whatever else.
Fishing.
Something? I don't know. There's a drawing one where you have to draw an elephant with the trunk. But either way, it's all with the VR cardboard Labo goggles.
Yeah.
Along with it's coming out, there's a Mario update to Mario Odyssey. Okay. So levels that are only available through VR. They're challenge levels.
Okay.
So you have to play them in VR. Also an update to Breath of the Wild. You can play the entire game in VR.
That'd be different.
Here's the issue. To play Labo, the Switch goes in and the controllers are here.
Okay. On your head?
Yes, because there's no strap.
Okay.
To the cardboard thing. So you're legitimately playing Zelda, holding the cardboard thing to your head and playing with the controllers right here.
Okay, nope.
Right. So that's everybody's and they did that to it's supposed to reduce motion sickness.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. But everybody's my
arms are gonna get tired.
Well, that's the piece. They're it's different if you're playing a game where you've got a camera.
Yeah.
And you're this is you, and you're playing it for 10 minutes and you're done.
Yeah.
Zelda's a long game, or it can be a long game if you decide to play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
To its completion, sort of thing. Essentially, you'd have to lie down and play it like this almost.
That's terrible.
Or people are going to start coming out with straps to attach to the Labo thing to
just elastic around your head.
Shine elastic. Yeah, that's going to go well.
Step.
Yeah.
Why is the top of my head purple and all my hair gone?
Just in that one.
Yeah, there's just one line.
Going across your head.
Either way, they are updating other games to fit with the VR Labo stuff, which is kind of cool.
I'm surprised they're still doing stuff with Odyssey.
Me too!
It's been for a while.
I want some actual... I'll pay for some DLC at this point, actually.
For Odyssey?
Yeah. I want some Sunshine levels.
I beat it. I'm done.
I want some Sunshine levels. I want some,
Not that I've spent a lot of time on my Switch lately. But, you know.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I remembered the other thing I was doing. But yeah, like, it's kind of cool that they're still updating some of these older games to fit with these new Labo pieces that are coming out.
Yeah.
So this is... Labo's always intrigued me. I think the last kit and this kit are the ones that might get me if I can find them on sale, sort of thing. Like, I'm not...
play stuff like this?
Well, no, I want to do the actual VR stuff, not Mario and Zelda have nothing to do with it. Zelda, I'm not touching again.
Yeah.
I know people love it. I played it. It was a good game. It was not my favorite Zelda game ever, so it's one of those, you know.
Yeah.
If people want to play it in VR, totally cool. Mario Odyssey, a couple extra, like, mini-game levels is not worth it to me.
No.
But the other VR stuff is kind of funky, and if they're going to incorporate it into more things, cool.
Super Smash Bros.
In VR.
You could.
The coolest piece
you fight
about...
as your one character and you bounce around.
Oh, God. The coolest thing about VR that I find, like, I have the Dreamweaver... I think that's what it is, or Daydream or what. Yeah, Daydream that I can put my phone into. Yeah. The coolest thing about that is you can, like, Netflix, you can play.
Yeah.
And you've got, like, an open starry sky and just a screen, and you're staring at a screen, so you feel like you're not where you are.
Yeah.
You can enclose yourself in your own little zone.
Through.
Almost. It feels like it. There's other apps you can actually get so that if you have movies installed on your phone, you can sit in a movie theater with actual seats and, like, watch a movie. Like, it feels like you're there almost. Like, you can look and there's empty seats next to you, sort of thing.
All right.
Yeah, but it can just kind of... You put, like, headphones in, and you can sit on your couch, but it's not your couch.
Yeah.
So it kind of closes you off to everything going on around you. Kind of do that sensory deprivation, but then just throw you right into the movie you're watching. Because let's face it, a lot of times I put something on TV and I'm like, oh yeah, I also have to go do laundry, so I'm getting... Because I see the piles, or, you know, you...
So you're saying is you're trying to
avoid life by going into VR.
Try to avoid work.
Yeah. Trying to avoid adulting.
I see your plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't tell my wife.
She already made a comment the other day.
What, did I avoid things?
No. You could tell she was sick because everything was just laying around.
Oh, yeah, no. Challenge accepted, says Nick. Either way, moving on. Trailer talk. We got the Lion King trailer this week.
Or was it last week?
I don't know. We got the Lion... No, it was this... Oh, it was Saturday. Last week. Saturday.
Technically
last week. We wouldn't have talked about it, though, because it wouldn't have been busy. One, we were busy, and two, it came out the day where we do a show, and we don't normally report stuff that happens, like, the day of. So
unless it's super early in the morning.
Yeah. Either way, Lion King trailer came out. We got to see Scar.
How did it come? It was Wednesday.
I don't remember anymore. Either way, the Lion King trailer came out.
Yes.
We saw Scar. Saw the hyenas.
Scar, actually.
Mainly Scar. They wanted to show off Scar. We saw a bit of Timon and Pumbaa. We got to see a bit of adult Simba.
Yeah, no voice yet, though.
No voice yet. Simba's not talking. They're saving that.
And Mufasa.
Yeah. And well, we heard Mufasa in the first trailer.
Yeah, but...
It's James Earl Jones. It's going to sound like James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Scar sounded good. I thought Scar sounded good.
Even the look of it, like, I'm surprised at how, like...
He still looks like a lion. Yeah, he still looks like a lion.
Like, it's completely like feels different from the cartoon.
Very much so.
Where, like, even you go with Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Where in the cartoon he was a hairless, kind of hairless warthog.
Yeah, he's a warthog.
And then you go to this and it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, he's a warthog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they did a good job of
They did. This is going to feel like, and again, it's not a live-action Lion King. It's a CGI animated Lion King, but live action.
Add people into it.
Well, that's the thing. If there's one person in this movie, you can call it a live-action film. Yeah.
It's a photographer following around.
That's the whole movie. We see the wildebeest stampede happening.
Yeah.
You hear the Scar, like, go run and never come back sort of thing. Aw, man. People are a little upset by Scar.
Because how skinny he looks?
The internet, no, that's his mane's not black, and, this isn't quite right. And that's not, and you're going, they wanted them to look like actual lions, dum-dums.
He'll probably still have the scar.
He has the scar.
He has a piece of missing ear, too.
Yeah, he's clearly been in some fights.
Probably with Mufasa.
Yeah, he clearly hangs around with the wrong people, and he's skinny as all heck.
Yeah. It works.
The hyenas seem threatening. He seems threatening. That's the whole point, is he's supposed to be threatening.
Yes.
He's playing the part.
It works.
CGI cat is doing well.
And I mean, it does feel weird because as my brother showed his kids this trailer, and they seemed interested, so they came down later that night to, can we borrow Lion King? And I just really threw it on.
Yeah.
And even listening to Scar on that and then comparing it to, it's like, that's so different.
It's going to be a different...
Feels so different.
It's going to be a different feel to all of the characters other than
Jeremy Irons has just that.
He does.
A great voice for that.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's listening to it.
Yeah. Like Timon and Pumbaa are going to feel different. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
It's a different feel. It's going to be a different feel, and it should be a different feel, because, again, that's what we're looking for.
Just give me a couple songs that are good.
Well, they're singing In the Jungle already. You're gonna get Hakuna Matata. The scene's in the trailer. Moonlit background with them. It's Hakuna Matata. It's gonna be in it.
King.
I feel like we're getting that one.
They better be in there.
I feel like we're getting that one.
They better be. That's one of my favorite songs.
I think they said the song they were cutting out of all the songs was Scar's song.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. They were all good songs. That was a stellar. That was a well done movie.
Yeah.
It's almost like they had Elton John helping write music.
Get him back.
They did.
Good.
And Beyonce.
A little mix up there.
That's what I mean. Like they've some of these live action, some of these live Disney movies that they're making, sort of thing, are hitting really well.
Apparently, except for Dumbo.
Dumbo not so good. Tim Burton should not be involved. I'm gonna say that flat out.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a very good movie in a very long time. He's kind of M. Night Shyamalan himself into a weird corner.
But M. Night Shyamalan, I think, came back a bit.
A little bit. Because he toned down. And that's the thing with...
Split.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Tim Burton's got to find that piece of magic again. Because he did. He used to make really good movies. And now it's these weird CGI and cheap-looking CGI.
Is it cheap CGI?
If you watch Alice in Wonderland, everything looks...
I think more Dumbo, but...
Even Dumbo, watching a lot of the and again, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't. But based off trailers, it's very much a like Dumbo's looks like he's almost there.
Yeah.
But then something slightly off. Like the amount of time that's spent if you watch the Marvel movies or you watch a lot of the other Disney stuff that is coming out, the CGI is there.
Is it?
For a lot of stuff.
I was say Mark Ruffalo head sticking out of...
Okay, again,
Hulkbuster.
Almost there. The rest of that movie is a giant CGI fest, and you wouldn't even know. Mark Ruffalo's head sticking out is that piece where they're like, oh no!
Whoops.
Yeah, that took oh no, that was done in the dying hours of CGI, and it's
Probably.
This is as good as it gets, no one's gonna really care anyways.
I noticed it.
It was a very blatant yes. But when you think about the fact that War Machine is legitimately running around in spandex, and it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Again, giant purple man who looks like he's physically there.
Not there,
yeah. You're gonna lose puppy.
Yeah, no,
So that's the thing is Tim Burton has to go back to, I think, practical effects for a lot of stuff. And playing with those visuals that he used to play with. Like Edward Scissorhands, showing that neighborhood of all the same houses, but painted in all those pastels.
Yeah.
That was creepy in its own thing. Hello, Phase and Nugget. That was one of those things that was, it was creepy in its own right.
Yeah.
Watching that. Edward Scissorhands himself, like Johnny Depp with the Scissorhands, creepy. If they were to have done that movie nowadays, that would have been CGI'd on.
Well, probably.
And if you watch Alice in Wonderland, it's the same thing where, like, stuff's just off for a lot of the CGI. Because they tried playing with different sizes of stuff and doing this, but they didn't actually do it well. And that's my problem with Tim Burton is he's relying on CGI too much, and then they're not spending enough money or time on the CGI.
Miss Peregrine.
That one was okay.
I don't know what big eyes. Hi.
Do you know where my puppy is?
I do know where your puppy is.
Can I have my puppy?
No.
Can I have kisses?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Dark Shadows was a little weird.
Yep.
Frank and Weenie never seen.
He was okay.
Alice in Wonderland.
Sweeney Todd was good, but it was already written. Like, that was based off a stage play.
Corpse Bride.
That was alright. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had its okay moments.
Big Fish.
Good movie.
There you go.
That was his last good movie.
Big Fish.
Big Fish. Ian McGregor. Good flick. Either way, this Lion King, I am looking forward to Lion King. I'm looking forward to Lion King more than Aladdin. Not to say that I'm not looking forward to Aladdin, but I am looking more forward to The Lion King.
I'd say they're kind of equal.
They're close.
They both have those songs in there.
Oh, for sure.
It's weird that, for me, it's the songs.
But it's
nostalgia.
That's most Disney movies, though. That's the piece.
It's the nostalgia of it.
Like, if you... and again, Disney knows that because you go to a Disneyland thing, and as you're walking through, you're walking through Adventureland past the little oasis that's supposed to be somewhat like Agrabah-ish.
Yeah.
You get the little song playing out of a rock.
Street Rat.
Anything. Like, they will play stuff from all their movies, and that's what they're counting on, is you going, oh. And it does. It just makes you feel good.
Nostalgia.
Yeah. They smack you so hard in the face with it if you go into a Disney park.
One day.
Either way, ending off the show with the Star Wars episode 9 trailer. Back to Star Wars we go. We got an episode 9 trailer. Opens with heavy panting in a desert.
Yeah, now that you say that.
Someone pointed it out last night on Reddit. That's the only reason Yeah,
opening what was the second one?
It was Rey heavily panting on a rock.
Okay. So heavy panting.
Heavy panting is the quintessential Star Wars sequel trilogy trailer opener.
I guess.
Either way, we get to see
cool scene, though. Very
cool scene. Rey with a lightsaber, very well thought out. Luke Skywalker talking over top.
Yeah.
She appears to jump over a TIE fighter.
I think she does it.
It looks like she's gonna make it.
Yep.
She might land on top.
I would hope that she just where her lightsaber ended up, but it cuts through one side of the wing.
Yeah.
And it crashes.
Oh yeah.
But who's in it?
I don't know because that doesn't look quite like Kylo's.
It could.
Because Kylo has his own TIE fighter, and that didn't quite look like his TIE fighter.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say.
But even his helmet got redesigned though.
Well, yeah, because they're fixing it. It shows it part of it where they're putting it back together after his meltdown in the last movie.
Well, because he got told to.
Yeah, but that's my thing is Rian Johnson made some cool moves, I thought in the last movie.
Yeah.
And J.J. Abrams is clearly he wanted to go a certain direction.
They're retconning a lot of stuff by the sounds of it.
He wanted to go in a certain direction, so he's just veering things back that way. Yeah. Obviously, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, she's got some scenes in there, so they were already pre-filmed.
Yep.
So they're using them. And this is what, the Rise of the Skywalker, or
just
oh no!
The Rise of Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker,
Rise of Skywalker. It's not the Skywalker.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. Not Rose of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Yes.
Which we don't know.
We don't know which Skywalker we're talking about.
don't know what that means.
Is it Rey?
I don't think you talk about the Parenthood anymore.
I hope we're done with Rey.
And well, they said
trying
they
to figure out where
that
she
for sure.
Yeah.
But does that mean they're going to talk about it again?
Either way, Luke obviously is still a part of this movie.
Yep. Somehow.
Well,
he's a ghost.
Forced ghosting. He was a powerful enough Jedi. He could pull off that move.
Oh, yeah. Bring in some Obi-Wan.
Oh, my God. Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring Yoda back a little bit. And the piece of it all where it's like, things don't really... Nothing stays dead so much is at the end of the trailer, we see the fallen... Death Star from the episode 6.
I thought it blew up, though.
Well, but parts of it would have... Because it was just a chunk of it. So in the explosion, pieces would have blasted outwards and boom.
Yeah.
Either way, we catch a glimpse of the circular part of the dish, I guess you'd call it, and you hear the Emperor's laughter. Yeah. Nothing stays dead, and it's like, what? So out of all ways to kind of tie up the Skywalker saga, begin it with, the Emperor, and end it with him. Ian McDermott, the guy who plays the Emperor,
has confirmed he's back.
He was at the showing of this trailer. He popped up right after it ended, and in the Emperor voice said, "Roll it again," and everybody went nuts, and they showed the trailer a second time. He's at least back to do some press.
Well, they said he's back.
So that's what I mean. So it'll be interesting to see where they go with this. People are going to be so angry. I can't wait.
Probably.
I feed off their anger.
Still alive?
Okay, so again, if you go into comics and the reading and all of that stuff, he was legitimately that guy in the prequel trilogy telling Anakin about, Jedis who could control life and death.
Yeah.
And if you read the comics now, we find out that he was the one who actually, impregnated Shmi, Anakin's mom.
Yeah,
Either way, he's the one that went all, force-powered Anakin to life sort of thing.
Yeah.
He's got some juice.
A little bit.
So
I wonder if that means you can get Luke back too.
That's a piece. And is it a dark side power? Is it maybe Luke's Force Ghost can possibly...
The powers they could all do it.
I know, but it's more of a does coming back to life corrupt you in a way that Luke Skywalker wouldn't do?
Yeah, you think lightning.
I know.
The Jedis could do it if they wanted to.
They could.
They just don't want to.
I know. So does Luke rise up?
From the dead?
Yeah.
From his...
Rise of Skywalker. Is it about Leia? Does she have something to do with it? Does she pass on something? Is it Ben Solo, who is technically also a Skywalker? Is this his redemption arc? Does he come to save the day?
Rey?
Is it Rey? Oh my God, who is the Rise of Skywalker?
Is it secretly Poe, who's an offspring of a Skywalker?
Who knows?
I don't know. But Lando's in it.
Lando's in it.
You see Lando?
Hey, Lando and Chewie flying the Falcon.
Yeah. Well, they have to have a pilot.
Which ties up super well into Solo, I feel.
Yes.
I feel like there'll be some nods in there somewhere.
And speculation that there's his daughter maybe in it?
Yes, there's speculation now because, there's more African American people showing up in these films now.
Yes.
But now that is the speculation is okay, Lando's back and there's this new, African American female that's in the movie. All right, maybe they're, we'll see.
Could be that we tie it together, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, seeing Lando flying the Falcon again is kind of nice. So obviously he's going to die.
Luke never did.
No, but everybody's kind of getting their little last hurrah as their old character and then biting the dust.
Oh, Lando will survive.
Lando will make it.
Yeah.
And
he's not Skywalker. He's not related to them.
He'll fly through a time portal and turn into a childish Gambino.
He's not related to them. He'll survive.
I feel like we might lose Chewie.
I feel you're going to lose Leia.
Oh, we're definitely losing Leia. There's no more... There are no more scenes of her.
Well, no, there's still scenes.
I know, but after this film, they're out.
Yeah.
So... And playing what they did in Rogue One, where they got someone to play young Leia, is one thing, but to portray someone as Carrie Fisher's getting dodgy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, this is Leia's dead. Leia's dead. We might find Chewie dead.
I don't think you'll find Chewie dead.
Only because there's
him and Lando will go off into the sunset. Well, together.
Maybe that's what they do. They take the Falcon with them and just go
right after the sunset.
Yeah.
Together, holding hands.
Yeah. And then we get. I only say that because there's a poster that got released a little bit. There it is. Yeah, Chewie's going down in a hail of bullets. It's not going to be like Han Solo, emotional stab through the gut. It's not going to be Luke Skywalker facing off and kind of trying to redeem his student in some way and redeem himself in some way, shape, or form and then dying because of exertion of energy. It's legitimately like he's a Wookiee, man. It's going to take lots to take him down.
There's a lot of fire.
I know.
A lot of hair.
A lot of hair. Just lights it. It's a horrible way to go.
Well, yes. Yeah.
No.
That'll hurt. Tug on your heartstrings a bit.
Just leave the theater. Emotionally distraught.
No, he'll get stabbed by a lightsaber. Still, Kylo will finish him off.
I feel like there's going to be a Kylo moment with Chewie. I hope there is. In all honesty, like that's the part where I think they've really dropped the ball. Is Kylo being the son of Han Solo clearly would have hung out with Chewie a lot.
Yeah. And
there's even that comic that someone did online of like the perfect kind of reason why Chewie didn't blast the ever-loving snot out of him in the first sequel movie, because he had the perfect shot.
Yeah.
And he only he clips him in the arm, or in the chest. Yeah, bottom part here.
Yeah. When
clearly, Chewie can make the shot to hit him, where it's gonna kill him, and legitimately the comic is Chewie watching Ben grow up, going, I can't kill this kid. Like
he could,
but he can't. Like that's the piece. Is like it's his nephew, in weird, uncertain terms. Yeah. He can't kill him, and then they never really. It's like Rey gets hugged by Leia at the end. No one goes to Chewie like, oh my god, I can't believe like your best friend in the entire universe that you've been hanging around with for the last like 40 years just died. Oh yeah, that person you left your family for, dead? It's okay, Chewie, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dropped the ball.
Side stuff.
Chewie better get some love before he dies.
He's not gonna die.
Either way,
we're getting denial.
Yeah. No one else can go.
No,
except
people
Leia.
Can go. Just not Chewie.
Just not Chewie.
Hell, kill the dude 3. I don't care. Chewie could be the last one standing.
Takes on the Knights of Ren all by himself. Yeah.
I think Kylo does that himself. I don't think.
I feel like that's going to be Kylo's.
That's where he rock bottoms.
Yeah.
Wrestling move. That one guy down. I think it's a knight.
Yeah.
So I think he turns on his own people. I think he just goes little woo.
I believe that's part of the rise of the Skywalker. Is he's going to be that Skywalker that it's his redemption piece. Rey finally gets through to him, and or you think he just goes nuts and starts?
I think he just goes nuts.
A hissy fit with everybody.
I think he goes nuts and he turns on everybody.
Yeah.
He turns his back on the First Order. He'll have to kill that guy he doesn't like.
Hux.
Sure.
Yeah.
He'll kill him.
The redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will get him away from the First Order. And he's kind of caught in the middle.
Yeah.
And
now there's a third faction.
He fights everyone. No, it's just him. He fights everyone.
The First Order, the Resistance, Kylo Ren.
He fights everyone. He doesn't care.
Poor Kylo.
On his way to kill
younglings?
Rey. He'll try and kill Rey for turning her back on him.
Yeah. So and then the big question is, why are they all going to the fallen Death Star? Is there an
speculation
artifact?
of
Is there an artifact there? Is there?
Yeah. Underwater Death Star.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculations because even in the books there was a travel to the old Death Star because it was like a haven for dark force energies because that's where the Emperor died. Or did he?
He caught himself in midair.
Legitimately, like, and that's the piece. Everybody's laughing now. So, Darth Maul survives large fall down hole with, like, well being cut in half.
Cauterizes the wound, you're not going to die.
Emperor, we now figure, might have survived.
Yeah.
Like, all these people, like, dark side people, keep kind of coming back because of, again, dark force powers.
Vader's dead.
Sure. But, again, then we all of a sudden have... But Vader also at the end turns back to the light side if you go with that. Either way.
He didn't fall down a large hole.
Didn't fall down a large hole. Either way, Qui-Gon Jinn gets stabbed and gut dead.
Yeah, he did fall down a large hole.
Yeah, Luke or Obi-Wan Kenobi gets like slashed and disappears and dead.
Yeah, no large hole.
No large hole. That is the trick to everlasting life.
Dang.
Large
fall
hole.
Down a large hole.
Pit. As I'm dying, that's what I'm gonna.
Well, they also figure Palpatine was controlling Snoke somehow.
Yes, whether he was like a weird puppet thing or some kind of force image or.
But you think he would have been able to protect the whole?
He didn't care. It was a puppet.
So he sensed it coming and just whatever?
Maybe. Or he couldn't sense it coming because...
He's too weak.
Well, it's a projection of himself and it's, he's not at full capacity sort of thing.
I guess.
Who knows? That's a Rian Johnson problem, not a J.J. Abrams problem.
I guess.
Apparently George Lucas has also been brought in.
To help with the Emperor stuff.
To help consult.
I assume the Emperor stuff.
Because again, and I'm totally cool with that, George Lucas has always had great ideas.
Yeah.
His problem is directing and storytelling. The idea man, like, he's a great idea man, but... Yeah, he should not be involved in, like... And then he says, like, I hate sand!
Thanks.
Great. Thanks for that line, George.
Good line, good line. Solid.
Solid line. I hate sand. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It's on his pants.
Yeah.
Not his shoes.
No.
His pants.
I hate sand. It's so much of a line. It's in Star Wars Battlefront 2. If you end up on a sand level with him, he legitimately goes, I hate sand. And it's like, oh, man.
Too bad.
Yeah, and you know how good a director George Lucas is when you look at the talent that it was within those prequel trilogy movies.
Yeah.
And how, like, cardboard everybody is in those scenes.
Yeah.
Like, you have Natalie Portman, and Ewan McGregor, I think, knew things were going in a downhill trajectory and was just like, I'm gonna have fun.
But he was the best part of that movie.
Exactly. Like, that was his piece. He's like, George doesn't care what we really do, so if I ham it up enough, like, I'm gonna come out looking great.
Yeah.
And he does. Because he's having the most fun out of everybody.
Yep.
And I think that's what's nice about the sequel trilogy is everybody involved is pretty much a Star Wars nerd. Like, anybody that they've interviewed hasn't been like, oh, I'd never watched Star Wars before I got the role.
Everyone has. It's one of those...
But they've all been like, oh my god, I'm in a Star Wars movie!
Oh, it's one of those movies.
Yeah. Like, they just get to go and have fun.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, the piece of the sequel trilogy that I find maybe more refreshing than the prequel trilogy is... It's just a bunch of people legitimately having fun. They're doing what they probably did as kids, running around. Like, I have lightsabers, I have Han Solo's blaster. Like, I did that as a kid where it's like, pew, 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 pew.
With sound effects.
Yeah. Again, Ewan McGregor got in trouble in the prequel trilogies because that's during the lightsaber fights.
Of course.
Well, because the sound's not actually there.
Did Grievous fall down a hole?
Oh, Grievous is fine.
I think he fell down a hole.
He's fine. Don't you fret. Grievous is absolutely fine.
I think he fell down a hole. Dooku? No, he's dead.
Oh no, somebody already animated him with his head on like a giant robot with a bunch of lightsabers.
Nope. He's dead. I think Grievous fell down a hole.
I don't remember. I honestly want to
did.
watch those movies again. I want to go through all the Star Wars flicks. I keep thinking about it. And I'm sure tired to do it, clearly.
Clearly. Same with the Marvel marathon stuff.
There's no chance. Like, I want to rewatch like Winter Soldier because I really like Winter Soldier.
I would start on the 4th.
Yep. One a day.
Would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's one of those ones where I'm like, I'll watch certain Marvel movies again, and some of them I'm like, they were good when they came out. I'll watch all the Cap movies again. I like them all.
I'll watch them all.
I like all the Cap movies.
Let's watch them all.
All the movies. Yeah. All the movies.
In order.
Chronological order, so you have to like switch DVDs as you're going, or release order.
Release order.
I love that one. It's like, okay, so you watch this part of like Captain America, then you watch this part of. Either way, that's the newscast. Stay tuned. We're going to change the hamster wheel out and do some other things, recombobulate some stuff. Then you can join us for the post-credit show where we talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd stuff we've done.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. While you're waiting, go check out barrelrollnews.com. Also, join our Discord. You can come and help us out. Yep. If you go to our website, you can find our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, all the things where we share stuff. So definitely come and check that stuff out. Thanks for watching. See you in 5.
Bye.
Bye.